Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's second video, day 10, it's going to take us to the 26th of February, and we'll be able to extend that beyond that with GFS and ECM ensembles. We're running around a couple of weeks. Have a look at the CFSV2 at the end of the video. For the next 4 weeks, gets us well into the early part of March. We're going to start off looking at what's predicted for Storm Eunice coming up on Friday. We've already got Storm Dudley, of course, today. You want to know more about Storm Dudley, then check out today's 6 AM upload. That's the first video release today. So check that one out. And as I say, we're going to start off by having a look at Storm Eunice in a second. Please like, share, subscribe on the video. So thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Just a no USA forecast. I am cutting back on some of the add-ons, additional videos at the moment. Myself, Mr. P, have got the dreaded low, got COVID. We're absolutely fine, really, really mild symptoms, if any at all. But we're isolating, and of course, Mr. P's been unwell as well. So it's just one thing after another, really, and due to the time it takes to get all the videos together, I am cutting back on some of the add-ons at the moment. But 10 to 14 days remain, as do the 6 AM uploads, all being well. Right, okay, so let's have a look at what's happening with Storm Eunice then. So we're going to begin with the fact chart. This is the human interpretation of miles by forecast at UK Met Office. This is for midnight on Friday. Very deep area of low pressure just to our southwest. That is Eunice developing to the southwest of Ireland. Go through another 12 hours. Along with that, very, very significant low pressure has come across England and Wales. Look how tight back the isobars are. Very windy, stormy on Friday. That brings heavy rain with it as well. And there could even be some snow on the northern edge of this occluded front just here, which is most likely to be through the central northern part of the country. But detail on that is to be determined, for low pressure could be a little bit further north or south of that position. But that looks really nasty, very, very nasty area of low pressure. And will bring severe gales, heavy rain, and, as I say, the risk of some snow as well. So I have got a lot of weather warnings in force for the next few days. So at the moment, we've got amber warnings for Dudley. So again, if you want to know more about Storm Dudley, then do check out day 6 AM forecast. A yellow warning for wind into the early hours of Thursday. Then another amber warning widely across England and Wales for Friday. Look at that, amber warning for wind. Most of England and Wales. Storm Eunice may cause significant disruption due to extremely strong winds on Friday. There is also yellow warnings further north through southern Scotland, northern Ireland, and some parts of northern England for wind and snow. Storm Eunice may cause disruption due to heavy snow and some strong winds on Friday. So Eunice is going to be a big old talking point, I think, over the next few days. Let's have a look at the wind gust forecast from the latest UKV with some weather out. So, of course, we've got the very windy weather across the country today from Storm Dudley. Again, more about that in the 6 AM forecasting. It's a little bit calmer on Thursday. But then, look at this, Friday, in comes Eunice and gives widespread wind gusts across much of England and Wales of 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour in some places, and around western and southwestern coast of Wales, southwest England. We are going up to 90 miles an hour, over 90 miles an hour, possibly to 100 miles an hour across some vast southern, southwestern coastal areas. A real battering there on Friday from Eunice. Definitely the stormiest spell of weather that we've had for a very, very long time, if UKV is correct, certainly for this winter anyway. As far as precipitation is concerned as well, with Eunice it looks like that. So again on Thursday, everything's a little bit calmer on Thursday, but then late Thursday into Friday, in comes all of the wet weather, and that does turn to snow in the north. Very significant snow through southern Scotland, parts of Northern Ireland and Northern England. Wet further south, rain further south, of course, and then it all gets out of the way and we're left with wintry showers. This is how the precipitation forecast looks from Icon. So again, we've got showering conditions on Thursday, and in comes the wet weather as we get into Friday. Now further south with the snow risk with Icon. Notice covering much more of England and Wales compared to UKV. So there's a little bit of firming up to be done with the position of this low. It's on the northern side of a low that get the greatest risk of snow, remember. So yeah, just one to watch. The snow risk might be a little bit further south, but severe gales might be a little little bit further south as well, depending on the track of that low. But Icon definitely bringing a greater risk of snow to central parts of England. And then we've also got arpège as well, looking like this again, rather showery on Thursday. When we get through into Friday, in comes the massive rain that is Eunice, and you can see snow for Northern Ireland, through southern Scotland and down into Northern England, wet further south. So UKB and arpège in line with Stoveris being further north. Icon has it a little bit further southwards. We'll have to wait and see how that all works out. But certainly we're going to have a real battering on Friday. Gusts again up to like 70, 80, 90 mile an hour, particularly around southern western coast of England and Wales. And if that wasn't enough, lots of heavy rain and risk of some significant snow as well. It's all going on. Let's have a look what's happening with stratosphere. This is the latest GFS temperature forecast for 10 HPA over the North Pole. So again, the blue colours indicating the cold temperature we've had all winter at 10 HPA, but quite a significant warming of the stratosphere due to take place over the North Atlantic and Northern Europe in around a week's time. This is 24th of February, and as we run through, that doesn't really develop into a southern stratospheric, but it does develop into like a major warming of the stratosphere, and it comes very, very close around there to actually splitting the polar vortex. Certainly weakens the polar vortex a lot. No, so blue colours just fading out. So yeah, we've got significant stratospheric developments that we need to keep an eye on as we come to the end of February and the beginning of March. Just there we have virtually got a split of the polar vortex, I think, although it is falling short of a sudden stratospheric warming. But that is definitely one to watch as well, what's going to happen with the temperature at 10 HPA. Maybe we'll set up northern blocking in the spring. Won't be the first time that's happened. Central temperature for February is standing at 6.9. That is 3 degrees above average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 15th of February. So very mild February indeed, culminating what's been a very mild winter, of course. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. So red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Northampton. We're starting off with very mild at the moment, significantly above average. And then we're sort of zonal, so we've got cooler and warmer sectors alternating with one another. As we get into the beginning of March, it does look as though we've got a more general warming trend appearing there. Quite unsettled as well over the next week or two. Plenty of precipitation, especially around here over the next few days, and then late on into the beginning of March. Maybe a slightly drier spell, though, from around sort of 24th to 28th of March. That window just there could be a little bit dry, but on either side it does look quite unsettled. Let's have a look at the snow road for Northampton. It looks like I could be seeing a little bit of snow at the end of the week. There are quite a few snow spikes there, some quite significant ones actually going up here. There outliers, of course, but quite a few of those spikes there for Northampton, so the risk of snow will increase, of course, the further north you go. Temperature anomalies on the 16th, 24th February going to be milder than average for England, Wales and Ireland, but a little bit cooler than average for Scotland. Precipitation anomalies from 16th to 24th of February. Wetter than average for the section northern half of the country, near normal precipitation further southwards. The latest info map from earthnullschool.net shows we're bringing in those southwesterly winds with Storm Dudley today. So the air is originating from the Azores, and that is the reason that despite all wet and windy weather, it is also very mild. Right, let's start going through some chart data then. This is how the UK Met Euro run is looking for Saturday. Cool and showery, really, on Saturday. More low pressure coming through during the weekend. Another stormy spell this time to the north on Monday from that area of low pressure. And we keep it unsettled with the UK Met right the way up to the middle of next week. Just raise the ice a little bit in the south, could turn a bit drier through there. Icon is looking like this, so yes, Icon looks again very unsettled, quite wet and windy over the weekend, maybe rather stormy into the beginning of next week again, particularly so for more northern areas. Then we finish up on the 23rd of February week today. Bit of a ridge in the south, but low pressure out to the northwest, starting to turn things a little bit wetter and windier then. Right, where do we go next? We'll go to the GFS and we'll go to the midnight run. Okay, so starting off on Saturday again, looking rather wet and windy, low pressure sweeping through. We're a little bit stormy there as we go from Sunday into Monday as well, more particularly for northern areas. But a little bit drier down in the south with this ridge of high pressure, but out to the northwest it does look very unsettled through there. Further wet and windy conditions as we push on into the final days of February. Trying to raise pressure to our east, you'll notice, but that's high pressure is restricted to western Russia, really. We just keep the low pressure coming from off the Atlantic as we go into the early part of March, looking pretty wet and unsettled and increasingly cold, actually, as the jet stream is moving southwards there. So these areas of low pressure are cold areas of low that not only bring risk of rain, but also potentially risk of a little bit of snow as well. What about the 6th said? It's very latest, so again, looking rather cool and showery over the weekend with plenty more rain to come. And then into the end of Sunday and start of Monday, it could turn a little bit stormy for more northern areas. Further wet and windy weather then pushing through during the middle part of next week, and quite cold as well, particularly for more northern areas. Coming towards the end of February, again, lots of wind and rain in the north. Tries to settle at times in the south, that rich high pressure, but never really able to get in. Does look a lot milder though for the opening days of March with 6 compared to midnight run. The jet stream is significantly further north, so it's still unsettled, but it's not as calm. Moving on to the GEM, and if you're enjoying the video, then please smash your like button, make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that, and drop a comment. Let us know about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, GEM looks like that. Very unsettled, maybe even a bit stormy for the north on Monday. Higher pressure in the south, lower pressure in the north. In the middle of next week brings a dry spell to more southern areas, but northern areas will remain unsettled. Again, trying to build that high pressure up as we get towards day 10, but not really able to. Just low pressure keeps coming. So up towards the closing days of February, looking pretty unsettled here across all models, it has to be said. And then the ECM looks like that again, looking rather unsettled, wet, windy, maybe quite cold and stormy for the north on Monday. Further low pressure is rattling through, bringing more wind and rain as we move up towards day 10. Not much away of high pressure there. So yeah, you know, this is going to be an unsettled end to what was a relatively settled winter, but certainly an unsettled end to the winter anyway. Right, this is how the precipitation type forecast is looking based on that ECM run from tometeo.com. So of course we've got rain clearing through with Storm Dudley at the moment, but will be replaced by wintry showers to northern western areas when in comes Storm Eunice, bringing severe gale force winds, heavy rain to the south, and significant snow through northern England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. So ECM also has that snow risk further north. It really is just Icon at the moment that has the snow risk a little bit further south. But remember, Icon did best at Christmas. So for those of you further south that want a little bit of snow, you know, maybe Icon is the one to root for. We'll see. We should know by tomorrow. But anyway, we go beyond that into the weekend. We go into a cold and showery sort of scenario with further rain, sleet, snow pushing in off the Atlantic into the weekend. Into next week, wintry shower, particularly in northern and western areas. And further rain, sleet and snow coming and going then as we move up towards day 10. Primarily rain by day 10 itself as we bring in southwesterly winds, but certainly a cool, unsettled sort of second half to February here. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 26th of February. 19 members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and that leads us to bring in these westerly winds. So unsettled but relatively mild with that, and it does include the control run. 19 including the operational run, again with low pressure out to the northwest, high pressure to west-southwest, and in the coming those westerly winds once again. So driest weather is in the south, wettest weather is in the north, and then 13 have the high pressure just over the country, really low pressure way to the northwest. That's probably the driest option that we've got. Then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got, and it gets us into March, 3rd of March, 16 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure rain taking over, dominating over the country. That's a mild ridge as well, I think. It's built up from the Azores, so that's mainly dry, mild, and quite spring-like. 13 with low pressure in from the Atlantic and looking very unsettled, maybe quite cold as well. Jet stream looks like it's sticking south. It's kind of in line with what the GFS midnight run was doing. Another 13 with high pressure to the south and low pressure to the north. That brings the driest over to southern areas, most unsettled in the north. That's quite mild. And then 9 with high pressure taking over to our south and east. Lower pressures out to the northwest. That's going to be mainly dry and should be pretty mild with winds up from a southwesterly direction. So there's a few options on the table as getting to the beginning of March, but I think we might see high pressure making a move actually into early March, but we'll wait and see about that. Finally, with CFSV2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down to week periods. The first week period will take us from the 16th to 22nd of February. The coming week we'll have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and winds will be coming in from a westerly direction. So it's going to be unsettled and quite cool as well. Week 2 is going to be the 23rd to the 23rd of February to the 1st of March, with low pressure again away to the northwest, high pressure to our south. That's sort of turning drier and is probably quite mild as well. Week 3 will be the 2nd to the 8th of March. Again, high pressure to the south, low pressure to the northwest, turning drier from the south, particularly more southern areas, and quite spring-like. And week 4, much of muchness, 9th to 15th of March, high pressure again, reaching from the Azores into northern and western Europe. Low pressures away to the northwest, jet stream push northwards. That's going to be mainly dry and should be quite mild, possibly even spring-like as we go into March, I should say. We'll see about that. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please do smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Right then, well, that's it for today's vid. So all we actually going to be with Storm Eunice. Once we get Storm Dudley out of the way, we should wait and see how that snow risk works out. And of course, the severe gales there for England and Wales as well is the main talking point with this. But snow will be significant on the northern edge of that low. So that's all to be revealed. And longer term, looks pretty unsettled, I think, ready for the rest of February. We might start to see some higher pressure as we get into the beginning of March, but that remains to be seen. Right, tomorrow it's a 6 AM upload and 10 to 40 day. No European out tomorrow again. The add-ons are on the back burner at the moment. But yeah, tomorrow 6 AM upload and 10 to 14 day. So keep checking back. But for today's videos, and you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, of course, for today's videos, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.